Hey there everyone, Spazzy Dragon here, aka Syndromes, and it's time to begin the stream. Alright guys, as usual, this is a new game, so new audio settings, so if I, by chance, sound a little too bad, or not good enough, then you'll need to actually tell me. Yeah, I think we need to set the sound down to about... I would like to click this. Oh, okay, I see. That's so blocky because this is a ship that is entirely made of blocks. You'll see, it's not that bad. Alright guys, I think we're gonna set it like this. Anyway, welcome to Avorion. There's a reason why I really wanted to stream this game, because it actually left a very good first impressions. As I already said before, I have played other voxel-type space games, such as, what's-his-face, Space Engineers and StarMade, but even though this game is very similar in mechanics to those games, I think it has done enough things right to actually surpass both of them, and being a lot cheaper while doing so. Anyway, this is actually a station. Anyway, we are going to start the stream by selecting single player. There is multiplayer, but right now it's on a testing phase, as far as I understand. There is no anti-cheat, but there are already dedicated servers, so that's a good thing. If you want to play this game with friends, you can actually do it. By the time of this recording, the game is about 17 euros on Steam, and I think that... And by the way, this thing has been out in early access for a few days at best, so you'll see the amount of effort, or at least the amount of content the game already has. And, well, you know, you be the judge. So what we're going to do is we are going to start off a new map. Something that I always liked about generated games like this is the fact that you can actually copy the seed, and if you want to restart your whole career, so to speak, you can still copy the seed and get the same galaxy that the game rendered for you at the beginning. Apart from that, we are not going to touch any other selections. Look at this, though. This is a side effect of a windowed mode application, as you can see, and it is just the fact that for some reason, oh yeah, it's slightly misaligned. I wonder if this is going to translate to the gameplay, but you know, there's only one way to find out. Anyway, as already said, this game's a voxel-based game, so that's a station. And, let's just say so far, it's actually very engaging, because it borrows a lot of mechanics from existing games, and not just Space Engineers, and at the same time, the whole building aspect of the game is actually very well refined. Now, there's obviously a lot of things that don't work just yet, and there's things I would really like the devs to improve, but we'll get to those in a moment. Anyway, welcome to the game. So this is the ship that you start off with, this dinky little mining ship, and as you can see, you're actually on a dock at a slightly bigger station than your ship is. Register windows? Yeah, let's try do that. Window capture, and yes. Try something like that. You tell me if... Oh. I started shooting something, and apparently that worsened my relation with this. Whoops. Well, I think that changed nothing. I just saw the thing. Anyway, let's start with the tutorial system. The tutorial system in the game is actually very thorough, but the only problem with the tutorials is that you seem to be able to do them only in this starting system. You cannot do the same in other places. Speaking about the graphics, you can actually see that the graphics are very similar to Freelancer in terms of how good they are. They're not brilliant, but at the same time any potato PC can run this game, and that's a really good thing. StarMade had a very similar aesthetic when it comes to very simple graphics, but I think the reason why that game looked terrible was because they didn't use reflections and lighting. This game, you can see this is a voxel game, but you still get reflections, you still get good lighting effects, there's bloom, there's, well, pretty much anything, and I think it's doing the same thing as Freelancer does. Without proper lighting effects, Freelancer would also look a little bad. Oh yeah, and it also runs on Linux and a whole bunch of other things. Alright guys, so, anyway, you can actually press Shift to enable your cursor, and you can click on all of this stuff. It's not just like Freelancer where you need to use your F4, F5, and whatever keys. But anyway, there are two types of resources here. One is the physical resources that you can mine, and then there's credits up over here that which you probably don't see because, again, window. But you start off with this dinky little ship. Every time you die, you will start in this drone. The drone only has 2 mining lasers for you to gather resources, which we're going to do in a moment. And the idea is that before we start building our first ship, we actually need some resources. So, the resource asteroids are usually found like this. They have a different texture than other background stuff you will find in the map. And one of the things I already like about this game is the fact that the camera is not fixed, and the camera is not generated based upon the size of your ship. If you press Alt, it goes, and hold down Alt, it actually kind of does this preferred camera angle depending on the size of your ship, but you can also press Alt and move your camera in a way that fits you. So if you're the sort of person who enjoys over-the-shoulder sort of views, and obviously this is going to be much more useful when you have a larger ship than a drone, it is possible. You can adjust your camera as you want. You can also press and hold Control, look around, and yeah, so alright guys, so I think it's time for us to build our first ship. You can actually see that the interface and the way the icons work for different objects in the system is actually very reminiscent of the X3 series, and this is one of the games that this title takes inspiration from. Obviously it's much harder to see now because, well, again, window mode, but there you go. Anyway, we're going to select this asteroid and start mining. The scenery itself, again, obviously, is fully destructible. You can destroy pretty much anything, although in our case we're equipped with specific types of mining lasers that are going to help us mine specific types of ore. So in our case, it is... oh, there we go, asteroid. The movement is semi-realistic. So what do I mean by that? It means that your ship is very prone to drifting, you don't have as much control as a freelancer, but at the same time it actually makes sense. The way that the game actually calculates ship mass is good enough. Although, to be frank, the way that you mitigate drift in general in this game is by the usage of auxiliary thrusters that you can make and place on your ship. But they, let's just say, in order for them to be very useful on large ships, there needs to be a lot of them, and the way that they look actually takes away from any sort of aesthetic you might have on these ships. But we're actually going to talk about aesthetics and what role they play in the game itself a little bit later. Right now I want to gather at least 1,000 resources. You'll notice that resources that pop up, they automatically kind of tractor towards me, and if we look up here we are going to see that we are gathering our first level, or our first tier of resources, which is iron. Right, so the question, do resources respawn over time? Yes, they do, actually. If we press the M key, you will notice that we go into this map mode. This is the system we are in. Every single, quote, system, or, quote, instance, is one of these tiny little squares. And as you can see, the galaxy map is big. You need a few hours worth of game time to actually get to the other side of the galaxy. The idea is that the closer you are to the edge of the galaxy, the harder the game becomes, but at the same time, the better the loot becomes, and the better the resources become. So right now we are at the very edge. We are currently mining only rocks that contain iron, and as you can see, the iron is the tier 1 source. So the second would be titanium, then you have neonite, and so far. So if we go back to this system map, it means that titanium is going to start appearing over here, and then you have the next one, and the next one, and then the next, you know, something like that. So yeah, and about resource respawning. So, for example, I'm currently inhabiting this sector, and I'm currently mining it out of resources. If I move to another sector and stay out of this sector for long enough, the resources are going to be slowly coming back. The game is going to spawn new asteroids. As far as I understand, the game, when it creates this game world, it assigns a custom amount of maximum loot one sector can have, and this loot slowly replenishes over time. You'll also see that this particular sector that we have started off in, I'm hesitant to say system. For those of you who play Freelancer with me, systems are what we're used to say, and this is a system by the definition of Freelancer. But the sun is over there. We're looking at this sun right now. It means that we are actually so many sectors away from the sun. Oh, by the way, let's quickly take a look at one of these ships. One of the big features about this game is that the game randomly generates ships within a certain pretext. And you can see one of the ships is over here. I'm going to try and fly it over a little bit closer. I don't know exactly what sort of mechanic the game uses for the creation of the ships themselves. They do have some sort of algorithm. They're going to make ships that are functional. Not aesthetically pleasing necessarily, but they are going to always be functional. So I'm trying to get closer to the ship, but sadly this mining drone is actually very bad at moving around. And I really wanted to see that big shippy, but well, there you go. Let's see, there's a loader. Most of these NPCs you can only interact with either by not interacting with them or interacting with them with guns. So obviously space piracy, boarding is possible. Well, boarding is going to be possible, but you will see that in a moment. I want to kind of get close to this ship and look at it. Yes, of course we're gonna blow some up. And no, one of the cool things about this game is that symmetrical ships... Oh, that ship just jumped. So yeah, warp drives. They exist, and you actually start off with them. Anyway, guys, we currently have 1.2 thousand worth of ore. So what we're gonna do is actually build our first shippy. You can actually do this whatever you fucking want. And the way you do this is you simply park your ship in a way that you want, and after that you select the Fund Ship button. Alright, so the initial funding of the ship will cost 500 iron, which, by the way, I didn't notice at first, but I think that for a very basic ship that is going to allow us a little bit more flexibility, that should be more than enough. Alright guys, vote on the name of the first ship, and while you do that, I'm going to quickly grab something to drink. And I have returned. Zoner 1. Oh, there you saw another ship that just hit warp speed. I'm not exactly sure whether or not these ships are generated on the other side of the destination, if the game actually keeps track of them, but considering the game has dynamic economy, some sort of mechanic does exist to simulate the transference of cargo. I don't know if it actually is going to save that ship. You know what? I really like the idea of naming our ship the Zoner 1. Alright, so when I'm going to press OK, it is going to plunk down what is called a anchor block. So this is it. This is the beginning of our ship. I just reset the camera so it's easier. Right now, the game is telling us that we have very bad handling, that we should really do something about this, that we shouldn't remain a block in space. And up here, it is instantly going to tell you all the things you don't have. For example, your ship has no crew. Or that you don't have enough crew mechanics, and that your ship is going to slowly take damage. And yes, your ship, depending on its size, and depending what you want to do with it, needs crew that you need to hire, maintain, and pay. So, we have plunked down the start of our ship. Now we're going to press B and enter the build mode. As you can see, it actually took a fair chunk of iron from our resources. So, by pressing B, it enters into this build mode, and one of the cool things I really love about this type of build mode, as opposed to Space Engineers or StarMade, is the fact that, for example, let's just take a regular iron hull block, and sure enough, it's a block. If you take a look at it, it snaps into place in a pre-assigned grid pattern. And in the other games, what happens is that, obviously, you can select larger ones, you can select smaller ones, different shapes and sizes, but this game handles a little bit differently. Also, make note that over here on the right, you have your ship's statistics. So you have the hull amount, shield, how many blocks are there actually, your mass, or rather your ship mass, you know your own mass, You have ship statistics such as brake thrust, and I will show you why that is a good thing a little bit later. And it also tells you different types of statistics, such as system upgrade slots. The bigger the volume of your ships, the more systems it can physically have. The game actually calculates what you can put on your ship based upon its overall size and shape. What it also means is that, for example, you also... And obviously what it also does, it shows you how much crew you currently physically have, because this block is it has crew, quote, quarters in it, and it is going to tell you what kind of crew members you need to operate a ship. Alright, so let me show you what sets this game aside from StarMade and from Space Engineers. So, for example, let's build a hull. So obviously we can do it like this. And obviously the undo key also exists. But why would we do that? Because what we can do is make it slightly bigger, make it slightly longer. So I want my hull to be sort of like a catamaran shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that it mirrors my x-axis. Like this. So it splits the ship in half. You will notice that there's a huge fucking arrow showing where your ship is facing, and I want to start by expanding my hull to be like a catamaran shape. So this is going to be the start of my hull. After that, you will notice that obviously we don't have an engine. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the engines. You will notice that the game is going to draw where the engines are facing. You can only face the engines towards that side of the plane. But I don't want my engines to be the same shape as this thing's. So I want to make a selection of engines. I want to make a sort of a main engine in the middle. So what are we going to do? We're going to actually select no mirroring for a moment and enlarge this engine itself and make it slightly shorter so it actually fits with the overall aesthetics, and place it in the middle like this. And you will notice that the game does lighting effects very, very nicely. So, what else do we have? I want to maybe expanding like this a little bit. And let's just add a much larger engine compartment down here below. So we're going to enable mirroring again, we're going to select the axis, and let's make these engines just slightly larger. Of course you can stick some on that side as well, so let's make these of reasonable size. Like this. And you will notice that we actually ran out of resources, so I want to undo the changes, go out of the build mode, and you will notice that, well, so this is our ship right now. And obviously the game is going to select, or either save the ship itself. And this is our ship so far, but we need more resources. So what we're going to do is we're going to press T, and we are going to exit the ship. You'll notice just how big the thing is already compared to what we started off with. But in any case, let's just head to the nearest field. There's an asteroid over there, and let's mine some more ore. Yes, obviously the game is going to show you all sorts of tips. You can always disable them, so, you know. But again, one of the things I don't like about this type of tutorial is that for some reason you can only do it in the starting system. If you leave the system and you want to learn something else, the tutorial just does not exist. So I'm going to start checking the chat while I'm mining, so, you know. If I start shooting in open space, it will know that I'm actually reading the chat. Alright, so there we go. We got some more resources to work with. Now we're just going to head back to our ship. One of the things that, quite frankly, I don't enjoy in this game, that's my ship, is that for some reason this game lacks a local mini-map. So losing your shit is actually very simple. So what we're going to do, we're going to go next to our ship, we're going to press T. So notice that it actually says press F to interact, and yes, you can interact with your ship from a distance. For example, you can set it orders. If we had a captain on the ship, which is a type of crew member, we can actually have a fleet of ships. I don't have to fly alone. If I want to, I can have escorts, I can have automated mining barges, and others. But in this case, we're just going to enter the ship. So, let's go back into the build mode and finish setting up our propulsion systems. Alright, so we have our engines, and let's now it's time for us to actually make sure that our ship can be controlled. And for that, we need to assign thrusters and control surface areas. So these are the thrusters. What they do is they are going to make sure that we can actually start and stop our ship. Something like this. As you can see, we just ran out of stuff again, but at least now our ship is controllable, because that is what gives the ship control. But yeah, as already people pointed out in the chat, is that you can also salvage equipment from wrecks, and we are going to take a look at that. I'm going to quickly adjust the camera just a little bit. There we go. So this is our block ship. One thing that I really do want to set before we go, again, that arrow really does help. Hey look, Mobile Resource Merchant Zula. Hey everybody, Mobile Resource Merchant Zula here. I'll be here for the next 15 minutes. Come look at my merchandise. We're actually going to do that in a moment, but first I want to make sure that we have mining turrets. You start off with 2 of these by default, so we're going to place them, obviously, at the front of our ship. Now, one of the things about the mining resources, though, or rather the mining turrets, is that they are not going to work while you are piloting the ship. You'll quickly notice that you need crew, and that is something that the game is already yelling us about. It is actually telling us, hey, you don't have a crew, you don't have engineers, so your ship is not moving at a correct speed, you don't have mining guys, so your turrets are not going to function, and you don't have mechanics, so the ship is actually going to slowly degrade and take damage. There's no one to fix it up, and you can actually see our health point bar right here at the bottom of the screen. So, crew is one of the most used resources in the game in terms of how easy it is to actually get. We can actually fly to pretty much every single station in the system, and it is going to be selling crew. Now the only problem is that we need to actually board the station. We need to dock with the station in order to obtain it. And there is no auto-docking in the system. And the issue with this ship that we currently have is the fact that we don't have good braking capabilities, because we ran out of, resources. So stopping this fucking barge is going to be problematic. Let's say, engage boost. You'll notice that on the bottom of the bar, there is our reactor. So that was our spare power, which we just used. Right, so let's find ourselves a dock, and hopefully not ram the station, because you can see the station is actually the station is a bit less flimsy than we are, in all honesty. So you can see I'm not doing anything, and what the thrusters are trying to do are stop the ship. So, shipyard. Today, you're not talking to the automated interaction system of the shipyard. What can we do for you? I want to hire crew. And this is one of the first major gripes I have with the game. I want to hire crew. What crew do I need? Where do I check? Ah, well, yeah, of course. I need to check in the build menu. So, again, what happens is that it's going to tell us how many crew we actually need. And one of the things that we actually see is that we need at least 4 miners, 2 per each gun that are going to be commanding. We need 2 engineers and 2 mechanics. Now the only problem is that over here in red, we can actually see that the crew quarters that we currently have on board the ship are not enough. We need 8. And we have 4, so we need to make a crew cabin. So we're going to make ourselves a command deck. For this, we don't need the mirroring. What we do need is resources, which we don't have. So let's actually see. So with a block like this, what? Fuck you. Well, fuck you too. I was using this dock. Well, no, I wasn't. I was actually building the ship, but, you know, fuck you with your big-ass barge. Okay, guys, so, in other words, we have 37 iron. That's not a lot, but we can actually make something like this, which is going to... Oh, crew quarters. There we go. Something smaller like this is going to increase our crew count by 3. Which is not enough, but for now it's gonna do. Alright, so let's place it right here. We currently have 7 crew, and what we're going to do, we're just going to make have a little less engineers, I suppose. Which were the ones for repair? Check. Okay, so we need mechanics. Okay, so let's buy that crew. So we're going to go to hire crew, and over here you have either specialized crew, or you have just crewmen. So we currently can hold only 7 crew. Oh my god, that slight problem is... So yeah. We're going to buy, or rather hire, 7 crewmen. Now, something you will notice is that it says hire. So what happens is that we're going to spend 560 bucks to actually get them on board, but we still need to pay them a salary. So we just hired the crew. And over here on the top, under player menu, you'll actually notice that our ship is named Zoner 1, it has no cargo, it's in sector whatever, and the crew payment is due in essentially 3 hours. Now what we're going to make sure is that we auto-pay our crew, so they don't start rebel and, you know, take over the ship. And we're going to close this window and actually go and assign our crew. Ship menu. You'll notice that this is a good quick way to check what you need and what you don't need. And one of the things that we can check is assign turret groups to these two things. Now, when I'm going to have an actual turret, it's going to go in this slot. We currently only have 3 slots in total because of the size of the ship. And what is going to happen, then we're going to assign a different group to that thing. But for now, we're actually going to go to the crew section. And you will notice that we have just regular crew that are currently not doing anything, and they're being paid 80 bucks an hour. But we need 2 engineers, so we're going to assign 2 engineers. We need miners. We need to assign all of the miners to them. And then we need mechanics. Sadly, we're only left with 1 crew person at the time, so it is going to be only 60%. You'll notice that we actually have started to take damage very slowly. Why do people limit maximum speed in space sims? It's a purely game mechanic orientated balance change. Otherwise it would be easy. Imagine if you would just keep going in Freelancer. You could just make laps around a planet or a system until you're going ludicrous speeds. Which, yeah, of course, that sounds very funny and all, but nah. Anyway, let's go back to those asteroids. At least now, we do have the mining areas. Are those mining areas, though? For some reason, I don't remember them having... So yeah, as you can see, I stopped accelerating, and the ship is slowly grinding to a halt, because the game already told us, hey, your brake thrust is really low. Your ship is going to drift around very easily, and smacking yourself into asteroids is very problematic. Anyway, let's open up our ship menu again. Okay, so it is a mining turret. Everything's fine. For a moment there, I was very concerned that I mounted a different kind of turret, which is for salvage only, and obviously they don't work well with, you know, shooting rocks. They're meant to shoot ships. Let's wait for our ship to actually stop. You'll notice that mining with a laser like this is obviously going to be much faster as well. At some point, we're also going to get automated turrets, which means that I don't actually have to do anything. Oh yeah, by the way, it looks like due to the amount of stuff I have, we are very fast to run out of stored energy. So this is the stored energy. This little bar at the top is actually showing us what the overall amount of consumption we have. During idle, during not moving at all, our ship is actually consuming half of our generated amount of power. So if I actually start mining, you will notice that it actually goes over. So yeah. As you can see, we just mined about 1k worth of resources. We're gonna get to this next one and hopefully not overshoot it. Never fly towards an asteroid while directly facing it. That's something that I learned the hard way. Stop. Bad fuck. Yeah, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put more thrusters on it. And we're out of energy again. It's okay. Let it regenerate, and let's go into the building menu again and actually fix our problem with our propulsion. Yes, I know my brake thrust is bad. You don't need to remind me. Actually, you do. This is the tutorial system, after all. Let's enable mirroring again. And there we go. And apparently that is... Okay, so that was enough to actually solve our thrust issues. So let's just place another one here, just in case. You will notice because I added more flight control related stuff, you'll notice that I now need 3 mechanics to actually pilot the ship. We currently have 1. Yes, yeah, of course you can thrust by flipping around and just stopping your ship that way, but fine movement, especially when you're like moving around asteroids, you still want a stable ship for that. But yeah, this is going to be the core of our ship. We currently have the ship, this is basically how it's gonna seem. Oh, one thing I am going to quickly add are bigger crew quarters. We're going to increase it to 5. Boom. Now we can hold a maximum of 12 crew members, and we should be fine with that for a time. So, other blocks you can see is mostly for station building, and you also have some very low framework stuff that you can just use as filler. But something that we now want to use our iron on is armor. So, there you have iron armor. Now, the thing about armor is obviously that it is very heavy, and I think that we're going to do something along the lines of encasing us in a protective shell. So these are going to be the struts that kind of hold the main plates of the armor away from us. Let us make similar ones over here. Bait not so large. Like this. And now what we can do is expand these plates along these lines. Okay, so these were perhaps a little bit too big. I want it a little bit closer to the ship itself. Something like this. Just make a Serenity. Yeah, I'm not that good. Oh, pirates are attacking the sector. It looks like we need to build this fast. Gotta go fast. So obviously the game is going to start reminding us, hey, mass is a thing. But hey, at least now we have some sort of rudimentary protection. So where are those pirates? I think oh, there they are. You'll actually notice that there is a ongoing fight. Let's actually try to get closer a little bit. Yeah, this is a really nice Gallic assault transport, isn't it? So, our ship is currently made only out of iron. So, it should be fine if we risked and took some damage. And that is not a lot of damage. Oh, they're shooting at us from above. It's okay. Let's just fly away. So what I did just now is I turned the ship towards them in a way that is actually exposing those thick plates that we just placed on the edges of the ship. Obviously, this doesn't look too good right now. yeah, what we're going to do, we're gonna stick around because fights drop loot, and you have loot, and I want it now, or slightly late. But the fact that we actually did shoot them is going to set our, or not. Okay, I see something that they dropped. It's over there, and I want to pick it up before the NPCs do, because NPCs, just like in Freelancer, do track their fucking loot. So what did they drop? A spinny whirly thing. It's one of it's a ship system thing. Okay, I just picked up some sort of turret, and I'm trying to stop at some point, please. Yeah, this thing is big. Okay, so as you can see, a fight happened here, and so there's a lot of wrecks. If we had a salvage turret, we could actually salvage a good amount of stuff from these parts. Actually try just mining them, because sometimes good things pop out of it, depending on the size and shape of the ship. Yeah, that bandit was all about speed. No, I think the reason why it has so many small engines is because, as you can see, my engines are really, really large. Their effectiveness and their strength comes and depends from the overall amount of volume they have on the ship. And as you can see with ours, they're reasonably large and they are long. These are very short, so we probably have the same amount of overall, speed in general. It's just that they are gaining it in the same way, just with more smaller ones. Okay, but first, I think we're going to repair the ship. So, it actually does say that your ship is damaged. We can do field repairs, or we can fly all the way back to the shipyard over there and get cheaper repairs. So what we're going to do is just repair ship, boop, and we're going to be just fine. Anyway, I think something we will need to do right now is add ourselves, at least for now, like this. There we go. That actually fixed. We added huge fucking thrusters on the front. And yes, I'm going to take the floaty orbs. They are actually going to be automatically tractored into the ship at a certain distance, but usually these small little orbs are just bits of credits and bits of iron, or depending on what these ships were made out of. But we did pick up something else, so let's see what it was. It was a double iron mining turret. So we actually do have two, so we don't really need this. It's okay. Something I actually do want to show you, though, before we actually go and get those mechanics before we take more damage, is that our ship has systems, and because our ship is this big, it only is going to have 3 slots that we can put stuff in, and obviously stuff also drains your energy. So let's quickly adjust the camera a little bit. But yeah, regarding the shapes, you'll actually notice there's a huge amount of shapes. It's not just that. There's corners, there's stuff, but I was never good at games like this. We actually have to do something like that. Although we might want to consider placing a solar panel. Obviously, these are armors. Let's actually look. So solar panels of this size would add plus 28 megawatts of generated energy, which is not really that big. think we can do better by actually obtaining more of the next type of ore. Look at this. So we are currently using iron, and this is the blocks that we have. These are technical blocks. They provide some sort of purpose, and while all of the others are, well, mostly cosmetics, right? Now, the second one is titanium. So we can scroll down. We don't currently have it, but we can see what it offers. And one of the things that it offers, it is actually adds new types of control blocks. Or, for example, a way to expand your energy capabilities, or a new kind of generator that produces more energy for your ship. And that is what we're going to actually go for. Oh, and obviously a integrity field generator, because right now smacking this thing into anything is going to break it apart, and that's really bad. Anyway, let's go grab ourselves those mechanics. Hopefully no one blindsides us from the back. Oh, might be coming a little bit too hot. Don't smack the planet. Okay. Thrust. Okay, where are those docking ports? Press F to pay! Sake. This thing is big. Okay, so I need 2 more mechanics. So this time we're not actually going to just go and buy crewmen. We're just going to go and set ourselves to buy 2 mechanics. 1, 2, hire. And close. There we go! Our ship is yes. What engine? I don't know what engine this game was made, but it's optimized enough. I did play it on my laptop a little bit, and I had to turn some of these settings down. So obviously it's not like freelancer tier of performance, but there you go. Anyway, guys, I think we need to find ourselves something that is not iron. We're going to quickly grab this iron. Or rather, we're gonna slide past it. This thing is big. Yeah, it actually... Our power situation is pretty shit, actually, because right now we're losing energy just by maneuvering around. Yes, Mayday, under attack by pirates. Yes, we are going to check that out, but I need a better generator, and I need titanium for that. As far as I understand, the starting system usually will start off with at least 1 block of titanium somewhere. Though this system is so fucking green, we're in the Omicrons. So even if iron... A and B, the game does not have a mini-map, does it? Actually, can someone type that in, because I don't think his, he's at school right now, so obviously his video's muted. Don't ram it! Don't ram it! Don't! Fuck! Fuck! Don't! Ugh. So yeah, ramming things is... Ow. Move down a little bit. And obviously you have full, like, strafe controls. We are currently really bad when it comes to power. Oh, what is this? Secret stash. Hello. Yeah, so there are things you can find like this, especially uncharted regions. I want to stop. I want to believe I can stop. Open stash. And I received a stuff. You can actually see what you can you receive by looking at the right side of your panel. And we actually got some credits, which is nice. But we also got a system. Hey, look! Cargo upgrade. Rare. It's bigger on the inside. Cargo hold plus 18%. Energy consumed, though, is very bad. So, in other words, this is something we can probably fence off and sell. Because right now, we don't really need any sort of armor-related stuff. You can see our energy is draining really fast during mining. Okay, what I want to do... If you zoom out all the way, it enters RTS mode. Okay. Oh, so it does. So it does. This thing, for some reason, became hostile. I don't know why. Yeah, ship lands are, it's over here. You can actually save your ships and load them as you see fit. So, you know. Oh, let's choose a color. Yeah, boy. Red is dead. Yeah, that looks somewhat silly. But hey, it's our ship. Anyway, I need to find that titanium. And it might be somewhere else. Oh, there it is. I found it. Guys, we are about to get ourselves a generator upgrade. Or we're about to slam into a rock. Let's just break. Break. Break, please. Fuck. This thing is big. Oh, arrow keys. Ah, okay, thank you. So right now what I'm trying to do is prepare a ship for a bit of exploration. Now, obviously that is not going to happen with this power core. Mining lasers don't usually need clues like that. Please, senpai, can I have more? Alright, there we go. And now we can scroll down. So this is the iron blocks, but now we can actually go here and get ourselves a generator. So where do we want to put our generator? It has to be somewhere under armor. Let's make it flat, and maybe just add it as strips across the ship like that, or something like this. Okay, there we go. That alone already fixed some of our energy issues, and I think we're going to make bigger ones over here. Just at the very bottom, we will need to cover it with actual armor plating, because we didn't have enough for the other one. But if we make it like this, then we do. Yes, I know, integrity field generators are a good thing, but I'm not planning to actually enter any battles right now. But what I really do want to do is get some iron armor and protect the underside of the ship, because holy hell, I don't want to lose these. So, let's make sure that we have those little struts we added to the rest of the ship. Like this, and let's just make good big armor plates like this. And at least try to have them somewhere roughly the same side. We can actually place those plates without interfering with any of these components. Yeah, there we go. And now we can add the plates over here. This overlaps a little bit too much. Like this, it doesn't. And two more plates over here. So there you go. Now we have some rudimentary armor. And we can actually make a little bit more. We can cover up a little bit more of this side, for example. Make sure that we don't have any gaps. This. So basically, let's try some other shapes. Just for the heck of it. Oh, Iron Edge. No idea how to rotate these, though. But it's the same thing. You can actually change the shapes as you see fit. So, how do I rotate this thing? Hey Chad, how do I rotate these? Oh, that was the color palette. Oh. Okay, I can rotate it with Z. Oh, hello. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay, that was neat. So what I'm gonna do is make these a little bit smaller and Control like this. Get all the way here, and then increase its height. So basically something like this. Just so it covers that part of the ship like that. And we can add a taller version of this same thing. Again, it gets mirrored, as you can see. So this is starting to look like a zoner whale. Actually. So, ooh, that's a big thing. Okay, let's rotate it like this. Just add the curtains like that. Boom. Oop. I think I need to rotate it a little. So like that, but rotate it around. This. Something like this. Okay, I know this is taking a little bit too long, but I want to make this good. Or at least I want to make it pretty-ish. Let's see if we have a wedge. Corner. Corner. Yeah, boy. Yeah, why not? Fucking why not? Actually, I like the look of this, but just... See, this is what sets it apart from StarMade and fucking what's-his-face. It's the ability to just transform these shapes in real time. Yes, this is playable online. So yeah, it's basically Blender the space sim. Okay, guys, I think we... yeah, we know. I'm going to... That was not enough. Let's add some thrusters to the front like that. Just so we can stop the ship. Hey, look, guys, we're out of resources. And the thing is not placing them in a way that I need, so I actually need to make them bigger like this, or like that. I need the game to figure out that I need them to be facing forward. That fix it? Nope. Yeah. Okay, I think I can live with this. Can't really say it's too pretty, but hey. We have this. This is our shippy. Oh my god, this thing is a brick. You know what, guys? I just realized that our turrets might not work. There we go. Let's just grab some more repairs. And let's quickly get ourselves some crew. Because right now we need more engineers. So yeah, we started off with a core, placed all of the vital parts around it, and then we built a shell. Needs to be larger. I need more! Brake thrust. Well, I mean, what can I do about the brake thrust? Something like this? Across? Well, I mean, that fixed that issue. Now we need both engineers and mechanics. Oh god, I'm gonna hit that out. Stop, 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 stop. Stop. Oh god. Move down a little bit. Yeah, boy! We did it! SF. Okay, so again, how much do I need? How do I check? Like this. Oh, we don't have enough crew quarters. It's okay. That is actually very easy to fix. Okay, we need 4, 8, 13. We need 13. We can place it somewhere out of the way like this. We don't actually have enough money. Guys, we don't actually have enough money. Yeah, credits, 4. Ah. Okay, this is actually interesting. I never had this problem. I need to find somewhere... Aha, there we go. That is a equipment dock. That is a equipment dealer. And we actually did pick up something we can fence off. But yeah, as soon as we have that covered, and we have crew, and I think we can buy crew from that station as well, we can then start exploring the galaxy, because there is a lot to explore. Sell minerals. Not really. It's easier to just salvage stuff. So we need to wait for our regeneration to begin. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Again, remember, you need to pay the crew. You know, this ship used to be a small group of alien ships has appeared. Hello, nomads. Oh, and they're wrecking whatever that is, so it means that there's gonna be some loot we can salvage. I don't need to worry about paying my crew just yet. I still have 2 hours for that. Don't worry, I will have enough money in 2 hours. But the problem is, I can't take gates, because gates cost money to use. You know, it kind of, it looks like the ship was a part of a larger ship and then it just broke off at the nose. That is exactly what this looks like. Yeah, borderless window, or rather, not borderless, just window mode. For some reason, OBS doesn't record this game full screen. I don't know why, so that's why we're running in window mode. Yeah, I know it's degrading. We're trying to get to the thing so we can buy higher crew. Now let's try not to ram the station by doing so. Yeah, I am going to warp around. That's why we actually spent that titanium on the regeneration. Oh god. Oop. A tiny little love tap. It'll be fine. Okay. Bolter turret. Ooh. I have not seen this before. Anyway, we can sell, to get money, this cargo upgrade thing, because we don't need it. You will notice that we actually improved our relationships with that faction. Double mining turret. Double chain gun turret. Bolter turret. When did I pick up a bolter turret? Ooh. Plus 82% damage to hull. Yeah, we have enough. So what do I need? Let's face our camera in the direction so it doesn't do. Crew quarters 12. Wait. Oh. I can't repair the ship. I need a little bit more crew. Like this. 4, 4, 18. Yeah. There we go. So now... Okay, so we need 2 engineers and 2 mechanics. Oops. Two engineers and 2 mechanics. Oop. I need more sergeants. Yeah, here's the thing. For every X amount of crew, you need higher ranked personnel. Which we don't have. So we're going to buy a regular one like this. Okay. We are going to assign the sergeant. Like this. And now we can fill up the rest of the crew slots, because someone needs to be making sure that these guys don't fuck up. How much do I need now? See, again, this is my main gripe with the game right now, and that's the UI. I want to know how many crew members I need to buy. How do I check? I need to go here. I need 2 of those and 2 of those. Yeah, okay. It's spazzy for the 5th time already. So again, 2 of these, and 2 of these. Boom! Okay, guys, our ship is at maximum capacity. Finally. We are ready to go and explore. Actually, where did that battle happen? I want to know if something interesting dropped. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do now is open up our navigation map and take a look at what we have over here. So there are 2 distress calls, neither of which are actually interesting. So let's start exploring a little bit. So this blue line is the reach that our warp drive has currently. So let's just enter the coordinates. And what the game is going to do is going to start calculate. The ship is going to calculate the coordinates. All we need to do is face that thing, and once the jump is calculated, we press space. Boom. Okay, we are in blank space. There is absolutely nothing. So this is our warp drive, and it's currently recharging. So my hyperspace engine is currently using up all of my energy, and the game's actually saying that the ship is using up more energy than it can produce. This will be solved the moment we can actually integrate a little bit more generation and a little bit more capacity into our system. So yeah, we just need to wait for the game to actually give us a chance to jump out of here. Okay guys, oh, by the way, we can see these little green dots. That usually means that there's something interesting there. And we can actually go and explore. Anyway guys, I think this is going to be enough for today's live stream. So I just wanted to show you some of the first impressions I have for the game. And yeah, this is far from being a game. Although, quite frankly, I haven't shown you more than half of the stuff that is currently in the early access. You also need to check out stuff like the combat, and, you know, we didn't get that far yet. Okay, might want to just go back. I did try that. The reason why the live stream didn't start 5 minutes before the estimated time is because of that problem. Hello there, are you off to an adventure too? Absolutely, that's great. I'm sure we can help each other out. If there's anything you'd like to know, just ask away. Okay, so this is the... You know, like in X3, you have that fighter that comes to you with a tutorial. This was this game's equivalent of that. Anyway, okay guys, we are... Is that titanium? No, that is not titanium. That is just regular. Yeah, okay, so if this was interesting for you, give it a thumbs up, and if you do, I will figure out whether or not you want to watch another, you know, continue. Ah, there it is. I see some wreck. Yeah, wreckage. I see it. I want to see what the bad people left behind from me. As soon as the hyperdrive stops draining all of my shit. What is that? Pirate? I don't want to be here. My ship should stop draining power from my... Fuck off. I am Junker, I am neutral, you cannot pirate me. I leave. Rocket sled. Yes. It's definitely. Nothing interesting. I was hoping that they dropped something. Okay, guys, so this is going to wrap it up for today's live stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can look into this game, because quite frankly, if they continue adding stuff, again, I haven't shown you most of it yet, if they keep adding stuff, this should be fine. This should be an interesting thing, and I know for a fact if someone is going to make a dedicated server with a roleplay environment in it, I'm definitely going to try it out. Anyway, thanks for attending the live stream, and I will see you a little bit later, guys, for joining.